Now, breaking news and the Tri-State's most accurate forecast from the team on your side. This is 9 News.
Right off the bat, the I-Team, how could Cincinnati afford to change the uniform of every police officer in the middle of a budget crisis?
Chief Investigator Brendan Keefe is here now with the I-Team exclusive. Brendan?
Carol, Clyde, to switch from white to blue is costing Cincinnati taxpayers a lot of green. More than $500,000 to outfit every police officer with the new uniform. The I-Team uncovered the 210-year-old department found itself in such a rush to change out its traditional white uniform, the city didn't look around for the best deal. You can immediately spot a Cincinnati police officer in the dark of night. The signature white uniform has signaled to citizens and suspects the police are on their way. Back to the 1980s and the 1880s, Cincinnati officers from the chief on down have worn a white shirt with their uniforms for at least a century and a half, but not anymore.
We had World Choir games, and I wanted to make sure that all of our officers were wearing the blue shirt.
LAPD veteran James Craig, the city's first police chief hired from outside the department, quickly switched every Cincinnati officer to LA's navy blue shirt and cargo pants.
I want us to be in our sharp new uniforms. Roy Taylor's made that happen.
I believe they looked really sharp, and I think the world thought they looked great.
Randy Lofspring owns Roy Taylor's, the exclusive outfitter of Cincinnati officers for the last 4 decades. When the city wanted a brand new uniform for its nearly 1,000 officers, Roy Taylor's was the only call they made, spending $282,000 on new pants and short-sleeve shirts on 2 separate days last spring. The new uniform costs more than the old one. The old short-sleeve white shirts cost $29.50. The new blue short-sleeve shirts cost $39.90. To give each police officer 4 new short-sleeve shirts times 1,000 officers will cost city taxpayers an extra $41,600 this year. 4 new long-sleeve shirts per officer times 1,000 officers is an extra $50,000 in tax money. The pants, they'll cost an extra $32,000 this year. New uniform, new prices, but the city did not seek competitive bids.
We were already in a contract.
But I read the specs, and the specs on the existing contract are different than the uniforms that were purchased. Do you think it should have been put out for a competitive bid?
Not if we're already in a contract.
They just went down there, ordered the products, and the taxpayers paid for it.
Steve Arslan owns the competing uniform company down the street, one of the largest postal suppliers in the nation. Until recently, Cincinnati officers weren't allowed to shop at Arslan, even with their own paychecks.
There was talk early on that, well, they can only go to Roy's. Now if they're spending their own money.
The chief overruled his own staff, allowing individual officers to buy approved uniforms elsewhere for the first time. And some have been voting with their wallets at Arslan, saving a couple of bucks on each long-sleeve shirt out of their own pockets. But the city's money stays with Roy Taylor's. Steve Arslan wasn't given a chance to bid on the new uniform.
The products are definitely different. It should have gone out for rebid.
I gave them a fantastic deal. I take a lot of pride in supporting the local police agency, and I wasn't going to take advantage of them in a situation like this.
Indeed, Roy Taylor's has the lowest price we could find on their brand of new uniform shirts. But on at least one item,
shots fired,
the $128 soft-shell police jacket, the city could have saved money shopping online. We found it elsewhere selling at retail for $88.
Yeah, we pay more to probably Roy Taylor's in other places. Probably so.
The city is spending more money for the new police uniforms, but the higher grade material will last longer. The white shirts were cotton blend, the blue shirts are wool blend and don't stain as easily. Paradoxically, by spending more, the city could actually save money.
One, they're buying a uniform that's probably going to last 3 to 4 times as long, and this is actually a 2-year purchase. They're not buying uniforms in 2013 for these officers.
The bottom line is it's one uniform, not a winter and summer. That equates to cost savings.
Yet Steve Arslan is left out in the cold. Until the next bid cycle, he's trying to win over the police department, one officer at a time. Roy Taylors tells us that $40 higher price for the new jacket includes special alterations, patches, and custom fitting to meet city specs. Roy's contract with the police department just expired, but the city has already extended and modified it with those higher prices and new materials while promising to seek competitive bids in the future. This change order was approved back in September, more than 4 months and hundreds of thousands of dollars after the city started buying those new uniforms. Carol?